Most people think they're broke because they don't earn enough. But the truth is, most people are broke because of what they do with the money they already have. And the worst part? These habits feel completely normal. They feel responsible, even smart, and that's exactly why they keep draining your account month after month. If you've ever reached the end of the month wondering where all your money went, this video is going to hit differently. Stay until the end because habit number 5 is the one almost nobody talks about, and it's probably the most expensive mistake you're making right now. Habit number 1. You budget your income, not your spending. Here's the difference, and it matters enormously. Most people look at their paycheck and mentally divide it. Rent gets this much, groceries get this much, and whatever's left is mine to spend. That sounds like budgeting, but it's actually just income awareness. Real budgeting means tracking every dollar after it leaves your account, not before. When you only budget on paper before spending, you completely miss the small leaks. The $8 app subscription you forgot about. The extra streaming service nobody in the house uses. The gym membership that's been running since January. These don't feel like big deals individually, but add them up across 12 months and you could be losing anywhere from $600 to over $1,000 a year on things you don't even use or notice. The fix is simple but requires consistency. For just 30 days, track every single transaction in a free app like Mint or even a basic spreadsheet. Categorize each purchase at the end of every week. After 30 days, you'll see patterns that will genuinely shock you. Most people find at least 2 or 3 categories where they're spending double what they thought. Habit number 2. You use credit cards as backup income. Credit cards are not emergency funds. They are not salary supplements. They are not a bridge to payday. But millions of people treat them exactly that way, and it's one of the most expensive habits on this list. Here's why it destroys your finances so quietly. When you carry a balance on a credit card, you're typically paying somewhere between 19 and 29% interest annually. That means a $500 balance you don't pay off this month doesn't cost you $500. Over time, with minimum payments, it can cost you significantly more, and it keeps growing every single month you don't clear it. The solution isn't to cut up your cards. Credit cards used correctly can actually build your credit score and earn you rewards. The rule is straightforward. Only charge what you can pay in full when the statement closes. If you can't pay it in full, you can't afford it right now. That mindset shift alone will change your relationship with credit cards completely. If you already have card debt, focus on the highest interest card first. Put every extra dollar toward that balance while paying minimums on the others. Once it's cleared, roll that payment into the next card. This is called the avalanche method, and it saves you the most money in interest over time. Habit number 3. You have no separation between your checking and your savings. When your savings and spending money sit in the same account, your savings don't actually exist. They're just money you haven't spent yet. And your brain knows it. Every time you open your banking app and see a combined balance, your mind registers that entire amount as available. So you spend accordingly. The fix takes about 15 minutes to set up and costs nothing. Open a second savings account, ideally at a different bank than your checking account, so the transfer takes a day or 2. That small friction matters. Then set up an automatic transfer for whatever amount you decide to save each month, even if it's $25, to move to that account on the same day your paycheck lands. The principle here is called paying yourself first. You move savings before you have a chance to spend that money on anything else. Over time, you stop noticing it's gone, and your savings account quietly grows. Many online banks like Ally or Marcus by Goldman Sachs currently offer high-yield savings accounts that pay significantly more interest than a traditional bank account. Look into those when you set this up. Habit number 4. You treat lifestyle upgrades as rewards for earning more. This one is sneaky because it feels completely justified. You got a raise, so you get a nicer apartment. You landed a better job, so now you drive a better car. Your income goes up and your expenses follow it almost immediately. In personal finance, this is called lifestyle inflation, and it's the reason people can go from earning $30,000 a year to earning $80,000 a year and still feel like they're barely getting by. Notice how this works in real life. Someone earns an extra $500 a month after a promotion. Instead of directing that toward savings or debt, they upgrade their phone plan, start eating out more, and move to a slightly nicer place. Within 60 days, that extra 500 is completely absorbed and they feel no different financially. The alternative is to apply a simple rule when your income increases. Direct at least 50% of any raise or income increase toward a financial goal before adjusting your lifestyle. Pay off debt faster. Max out a retirement contribution. Build your emergency fund. Then, with the remaining portion, if you want to make a modest lifestyle upgrade, go ahead. The key word is intentional. You decide where the money goes, not habit. Habit number 5. You have no emergency fund, so every emergency becomes debt. This is the habit nobody talks about enough, and it might be the most financially destructive one on this list. When you don't have an emergency fund, every single unexpected expense gets charged to a card, borrowed from a family member, or covered by skipping another bill. And that cycle is brutal to escape. Think about how often genuine emergencies happen. A car repair, a medical copay, a broken appliance, a surprise expense at work. These aren't rare events. They happen to most people at least 2 or 3 times a year. If you have no buffer, each one sets you back. And each time you use credit to cover it, you add another layer of debt that takes months to clear. The target that most financial advisors recommend is 3 to 6 months of essential expenses saved in a liquid, accessible account. That sounds overwhelming if you're starting from zero, so break it down. Your first milestone is $1,000. That single amount covers the majority of common emergencies and immediately stops the cycle of using credit as a safety net. Start with that number. Automate even a small contribution toward it every pay period. Sell things you don't need. Take on a short-term extra income stream. Treat that first $1,000 like a bill you owe yourself, because every month you don't have it is a month where one unexpected expense can derail everything else you're trying to build. Let's bring it all together. The 5 habits keeping you broke are budgeting your income instead of tracking your spending, using credit cards as income supplements, keeping savings and spending in the same account, letting your lifestyle inflate every time you earn more, and living without an emergency fund so every unexpected cost becomes debt. None of these require a high income to fix. They require awareness and a few intentional changes to how you set up your money. The people who build real financial stability aren't always the highest earners in the room. They're the ones who stopped letting money happen to them and started directing it on purpose. If this gave you something practical to work with, give this video a like, it genuinely helps the channel grow. And drop a comment telling us which of these 5 habits you're working on right now. See you in the next one.